Xanderhal, welcome to RFC.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
The infiltration has begun, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going pretty well too. I mean, I've gained like 3,000 plus subs since I
Holy
made that
shit,
I know,
dude.
you talked about that a lot, bro.
Oh, we already started with the bants.
All right, yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Now,
So,
Willie,
right,
before we get this started, Willie, he's on camera right now. I don't know if you're able to plug in.
I'll go first. Hello, everyone. I come in front of the commentary council today, where all major decisions on drama happen. AugieRFC, thank you for having me.
Welcome.
And
welcome,
I want to
Willie.
discuss the cringe lord Xander.
Oh.
Today, I charge Xander with 4 major crimes against commentary. 1, Xander is a completely dishonest debater. He makes absurd comparisons while doing complete mental gymnastics. I'm charging Xander with numerous counts of being a bitch-ass backpedaler. While never admitting when he's doing it, he always comes up with some excuse for why it makes sense. Xander is also a wishy-washy little boy. In the same video, he'll go back and forth on the same opinion several times. He doesn't even notice, which I find pretty interesting. And finally, the dude is a self-admitting grifter. You even heard it when he first came in the call. All right, and then I guess I got 5.
I have a question.
You're kind of a weirdo, bro. So
sure, okay.
I don't even have to prove that.
Let's go through these accusations one at a time. Do you have like any examples of like what's the first one? It was like I'm a self-admitted grifter. What's the first?
Yeah, well, I'd like to start off with like you're pretty wishy-washy, right? In the same video, you'll go back and forth a lot. So I'm actually gonna drop here, Augie. I actually got a link right here. You can watch this.
Xander, if you want to hear the audio, you can join my Discord live, and I can share audio with us all, so we don't have to play it simultaneously.
Most non-political communities on YouTube lean either centrist or outright like full-on right-wing. I think for the most part, the drama community and the commentary community are like pretty left-leaning. This community is huge, and it's growing more and more. Has a lot of mainstream appeal, like non-political appeal, and when it does get into politics, the politics are fairly right-leaning. Either centrist or outright full-on right-wing. I think for the most part, the drama community and the commentary community are like pretty left-leaning. There are some people...
Okay, I think we get the point of the first part of this clip so far.
So, okay, do you think
Play it out. It goes
back.
I want another little bit.
No, I'm curious. Do you think anything I said there is actually contradictory?
Yeah, no, I want it to keep going because it just keeps going and going and going.
Across different examples, different commentary community, but for the most part, it seems like the mass majority of them are pretty reactionary leaning. The YouTube drama community is at best marginally center left leaning, and at worst, full-on, like, reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar. But I actually don't want to crush him. I know he's certainly right-leaning. If you are center-left-leaning, which I think you are, Optimus, though I'd still like to talk to you and sort of find out all your beliefs. Optimus, big boy, big fucking YouTuber guy, does similar content, and when he talks about basically any political topic, he generally leans onto the reactionary side of things. The YouTube drama community is at best marginally center left leaning, and at worst full on like reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar. The one example of someone who is far right that I've mentioned is Keemstar. Now Keemstar doesn't oftentimes get into politics, but the dude is like a borderline Nazi. He talks about Keemstar's very, very numerous connections to the alt-right, whether it be the Killstream guys.
Yo, I do want to talk about Keemstar for a second, if you guys are down.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about let's first go into the, because I want to be as fair as possible here. Let's first talk about the contradictions here, and then we'll talk about Keemstar, I say.
Sure, I would love to. So one thing I want to mention right off the bat is that I can't actually know what anyone genuinely believes. You have to inductively reason it based off of their actions and what they say. So
you sure do pretend to know a lot about it, though.
No, I don't.
You tell it to your fans like it's such a fact, and you're willing to correct them on it when they say something else in chat.
So the thing is, I can't know what anybody believes until I talk to them and hear what they actually have to say. So everything I'd seen of Boblax the first time I ever talked about him, and same kind of for Augie, though I didn't know all that much about him, was that they both had like a extreme hard-on for most like left-leaning content creators. They seem to really hate Destiny, Hassan, like most of the larger lefty content creators that they've made videos about. And they seem to go really hard defending people like
I actually really like Destiny.
Pokey.
I'm not a big fan of Hassan though.
Yeah, but dude, them going after Pokey, like with Pokey, you gave your opinion on Pokey, man. You literally summarized all the hate for Pokey as everyone hates her because she's a girl.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah,
and we don't know what copyright it is, and you're completely wrong on
no,
That's missing the whole point.
I don't think that most people would hate Pokey as much if she was a dude. Absolutely. Yeah, no, the drama around Pokimane is probably some of the biggest nothing burger I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, that is such a load of shit of you not knowing anything you're talking about on that.
No,
subject.
I've seen a shit ton of the content around Pokimane. Probably the biggest propagator of it was Leafy, who literally went on about how he was never going to stop making videos on Pokimane until he got banned.
Dude, that's the equivalent. When he did,
everybody got really angry.
That's the equivalent of saying the content cop on Leafy is only about his chin. Like, you're missing the greater picture there. Completely.
No, it's not.
Completely.
Do you realize that you can have valid criticisms of somebody, but your motivations for going as hard as against somebody as you do can be
and you could read their mind on that. Like, how the fuck do you know they're motivated?
You can deductively reason it. You go based off their actions and what they say. You can't actually know what anybody believes or thinks. You actually can't. You have to go based off of what they say and do.
All right, here, let me say this. Augie, you and Boblex, you personally got a strike on your channel for it over copyright with Pokimane. Pokimane has gone after people's sponsors. I mean, we've gone after H3H3 for the same exact shit, right? And I don't know how you're saying with Pokimane, we can't do that. And that just comes down to her being a girl.
You can be upset. No, you can absolutely be upset if she does some bad things, but I feel like what was it? For like 2 months, there was this like prolonged jump on this one streamer who is like probably one of the least problematic people out there. There are way worse people out there and got this
dude, who are the worst people out there we should all make videos on when she's the one doing all these things?
I mean, do you want me to list all the
Yeah, I'd love for you to name like the people doing what she did at that time.
What she did at that time? I mean, I'm pretty sure.
At that time, who else was doing that shit?
Onision absolutely is the first to come to mind. The dude abuses the copyright system like crazy.
Dude, these guys have covered Onision.
Dude, Onision's covered way more than Pokey.
To the max, man.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Onision
Okay, then name somebody.
Fucking Keemstar, he's done the same shit.
Keemstar's been covered to the max for years.
You guys go out of your way to defend
Even this year. Pokimane was not covered, and then we covered her because she was doing fucked up shit. And your whole thing of like, oh, we find people that are worse. Dude, other people weren't doing anything at the time, so she was covered.
I'm pretty sure there were some pretty big
And for you to wash, you can't name shit though. That's why I find funny.
Yeah, because I don't fucking hover over the drama community like crazy. Sometimes I'll watch like a Boblex video.
Dude,
like,
you don't. And you're going ahead and you're saying everyone's political opinion, and you're admitting right now you don't actually watch fucking anything.
No, I mean, like I said, when you showed those clips, the first few that you showed where I say that I think Augie and Boblex are right-leaning are from before I ever talked to them. I'm pretty sure Boblex is like a
dude, then why are you speaking on it if you don't know anything about them? Why do you speak on it if you don't know anything about them? That's basic research.
And people in my chat ask me what I think of these people, and I'm a streamer. That's
and you give an opinion as if you know all about them. Man. Like, I love that.
Wait, hold on. Do you think I can give my opinion of somebody without knowing everything about them?
I think you can, but I don't think
they're reactionary.
You're a big believer, right? You're wishy-washy on it, but you're a big believer on you're responsible for your audience. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, when you're willing to give an opinion that's a straight up like, he is this, he is that, and you don't know shit, and you're speaking out of your ass, then that's not you being responsible to your audience.
You think if I see something from somebody and it gives me an opinion of them, I'm not allowed to talk
I think you're a fucking idiot for it, dude. Because I don't think you're not somebody that has very good common sense when it comes to things. That's my opinion of you.
Mad about it, dude.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Sure, I mean, you can have your opinion about it, okay. So do you think that it is reasonable to see, I mean, like the most I knew about Augie and Boblex whenever I made that comment.
Yeah, I know, you didn't know anything.
Was seeing him and Destiny argue over the, what was it called? The fucking Pokemon shit. Or it was the...
No, it was Invader V.
Invader V, yeah. That's the most I'd seen of them. And every time, like, especially when I see maybe this doesn't apply. Generally, I think that somebody's fan base typically can be a representation of the person that they follow. In the case of Augie and Boblex, a lot of their fans were like going full on simp cell over these female streamers they thought
your fucking fans are just as cancerous as any of anybody else's fans.
I don't know. I think I do a pretty good.
No, you don't. You really don't, dude. You don't at all, dude. They just sit there and call everyone alt-right. They just sit there and call everyone alt-right.
I don't think most of my fans call people alt-right without reason.
Well, I don't think most of anybody's fans are going ahead and simp selling or whatever the fuck you're saying.
I mean, that may be true.
Most of them just watch the video and they go ha and they move on.
That can be true, but you can base it off of the loudest minority of their audience, I guess you could say. Whoever is the most loud of their opinion.
What does that
essentially
mean?
You can't know what the majority of somebody's audience believes because most people's audience just kind of
but you give your opinion on it, which is amazing.
What does that have to do with anything I just said?
Yeah, you're saying that, hey, it's a minority of people, so I'm going to go off that. But you have that same minority
because
of people.
a minority of people in someone's audience are going to be the ones that actually make their voices heard.
Dude, all right, can we just, no, I got another clip. This is a lot shorter. I sent you guys a really long one before. I do actually want to...
Before we bring a new clip, do you want to talk about the Keemstar stuff?
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah, hold on. Can we give context to this?
Sure. And by the way, just to break it down, I think what Xanderhal was saying about the Pokemon specifically, and correct me if I'm wrong, Xander, but I think what you're saying is that, yes, we're going at Pokemon for some legit reasons, but you think it's fueled by, like, some inner sort of maybe misogyny or something like that. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I think that, like, a reasonable criticism, like if I were to do a video or two on what Pokimane had done, it would mostly focus on how easy it is to abuse the copyright system and how what she did is pretty bad. But it, like, the vast majority, so for example, a lot of the copyright claims and takedowns that Poki did against people were for this big issue that a lot of streamers on Twitch have, particularly big ones, where you'll have these channels on YouTube that'll upload just ripped clips from their stream and then like monetize them. Asmongold had a big problem with this. Pokimane had a big problem with this. In the case of Pokimane, a lot of the videos were things like Pokimane boyfriend, Pokimane ass, and would like put a picture of her standing up in the thumbnail. Yeah. And there are different ways that you can deal with this. What Asmongold did, big streamer, I'm sure you've all heard of him. Yes. What Asmongold did was he basically employed the people who own those channels. I think one of them was making, at one point it was like $80,000 a month or something off of uploading these clips from Asmongold's stream. And so what Asmongold did was he employed them to run his official channel, and he would pay them like a significant cut of the revenue. And a lot of streamers criticized him for this.
The problem with the Pokimane shit, people weren't mad at her for striking down montage clips of her. People were like, yeah, montages of her. People were mad because she was striking down those fucking videos while also just reacting to videos doing nothing at all. She's striking down people for fair use while she's not abiding by fair use.
No, I'd say that what she was doing was absolutely fair use, yeah.
No, it's not, dude. It's fucking not fair use.
Yeah, reactions are
fair there and eating food, that's not a reaction. She wouldn't say shit over a video.
Yeah, that's a
Susie Lou literally got in trouble for this year.
Well, I should clarify that as a socialist, I think that like copyright and the way that it's currently worked around is bullshit anyway. But I'm pretty sure even by the context of fair use, if you're like a streamer and you're doing a 9-hour stream, and for like 10 minutes of it,
because they don't take the whole 9-hour stream. They take when you use their content, and if you fucking if you made that your own thing.
So let's say if you're doing like an hour-long video and you show like a 2-minute clip of like an episode of a show because you're doing an analysis of the show, is that not transformative?
Say that again.
So let's say somebody makes a 40-minute video analysis on YouTube of an episode of a TV show, and they show like a 1-minute uninterrupted clip of an episode of a show.
You gotta give,
and then they insert, and then
I'm not a fucking lawyer, right? I only know the cases that have happened, and it's been with Susie Lou and how she's gotten in trouble with copyright, and that's the example.
Wait, doesn't Susie Lou upload like straight ripped reaction videos?
What are you talking? No, I mean it's the same.
I don't know. I mean,
like she uploads full
occasionally she'll like cut it, she'll turn it off and be like, "Oh my god, guys!"
Yeah, I mean she still reacts about as much.
I mean,
as
regardless of what you guys think on the situation, I think it's fair to say that the Pokimane situation wasn't a nothing burger like
I don't think there's a lot of discussion to be had there, and a lot of good videos to be made that isn't just like, oh, I hate Pokimane because she's a female.
Yeah, dude, you just didn't know what the fuck you were talking about in that.
I think I do.
Really? Can we fucking play that then?
Sure, go ahead.
My god, dude, hold on. Let me send it to Augie.
All right. And by the way, Chad, just so you know, I'm not really going to be taking much part other than to clarify arguments or, direct the conversation. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible and not make this like some sort of pylon or something like that. So I just want to make that clear.
I didn't want to interrupt during this, but I just feel like with this topic in particular.
Okay, you want me to play Bitch Ass EXE?
.exe, yeah.
What a great name.
These two videos on Pokimane are more or less a extension of the already existing tendency for dudes in this sort of section of YouTube to just like mercilessly go after female Twitch streamers that have like a controversial thing happen, or even if they're just popular, right? Pokimane's a popular figure, but she's also extremely unproblematic. Like there is not a lot to nitpick at Pokimane for.
Poki, having seen this video, decided to use YouTube's copyright system to take the video down, giving Boblax a strike on his channel.
How does it feel to know that I'm gonna take down your video?
No!
Does it hurt your feelings? No. I will say, for this
Hold on,
company...
pause it for a second. Do you know what that clip that it just played
Yeah,
from?
we know exactly what the clip is. It's the guy that was doing the compilation videos of Pokemon.
What were the compilation videos about?
It doesn't matter.
It was to clarify, it was the ass, it was like Pokemon giant ass compilation or something like that.
It doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah, well, no, because this is actually a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. You can.
I mean, I'd rather just play before I hear what you say.
No, listen to me, because this illustrates my point even better. This illustrates my point even better. You don't want me to talk about it because you're scared.
No, dude, I'm down for you to talk about it. I just want you to actually play the fucking. It's a 1 minute video.
All right.
Xander, you play the 1 minute video before he interrupts, because there's 3 things going on here, and he's going to interrupt this.
Well,
no, it illustrates my point perfectly.
All right, go ahead and then we'll play it.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So this actually illustrates my clip perfectly. You can absolutely make a good faith criticism of somebody like Pokimane for abusing copyright at some points without saying, oh, and then the way that he edits it is I feel like is pretty telling. Then she put a copyright strike on BoBlax's channel. Pretty shitty, something you can criticize her for. And then shows a clip of her saying she's going to take down a channel of a dude who is uploading straight ripped clips from her stream, and the titles of these clips were things like Pokimane ass, Pokimane boyfriend, because the dude was uploading videos called Pokimane fat ass and shit.
Who the fuck cares? I upload videos titled "This person's the biggest douchebag."
Because this illustrates the point that I'm making here. That rather than making a good faith criticism of how Pokey abused the copyright and fucked over BoBlax's channel with the strike, instead he shows a clip to try to make her look worse than she actually is by showing her being mean to a guy that was uploading videos that were ripped from her stream called fucking Pokimane fat ass and Pokimane boyfriend revealed and shit.
Dude, the title of the video doesn't matter. It's the content of the video, right? At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Right?
That's what wait, no, the title does matter. When you're clickbaiting people with ripped content from somebody's stream, saying trying to sexualize a streamer, and the streamer gets upset about it and tries to take them down. I think it's understandably
but she's actually angry. Dude, you're saying it's because he's stealing her content, right? That's why she could take it down.
Stealing her content? Well, yeah, the fair use part, she can absolutely take down his content. But not only that, she has a right to be angry and a bitch about it as she does it, because the dude was uploading videos about her ass.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, I just think it's a fucking funny meme. I think people can upload whatever the fuck they want on the internet. I don't get really up in arms about somebody being
I agree. I think people should be able to upload whatever the fuck they want on the internet too. I hate copyright. Problem is, we don't live in a world without copyright. Unfortunately, we live in a you're talking about we're talking about reality right now.
Yeah. I don't really care if somebody uploads something about a fat ass. I'm about that shit.
So you don't think it's reasonable for her to be upset about that?
No, I think it's reasonable to be upset, but I think for her to sit there and tantalize him on live stream being like, I'm going to take this down, while she does not abide by fair use either when reacting to videos, I think that makes her a hypocrite. That's where I'm coming at this from. If we're coming at it from some different angle, then I think I just don't agree with it. But
so sure, we can go into the hypocrite argument, but what I'm talking about right now is you're saying she sounds like a bitch while she does it, and I'm trying to justify why she sounds like a bitch and why it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's fine, then we're just going to disagree. I'm fine to move on.
Let's talk about Keemstar.
All right, sure. All right.
Willie, is there a clip you want to play about that, or did you want to
get... the Pokimane stuff doesn't stop there. The point is, she was doing a lot more than this one fucking thing.
You want me to play the rest?
Blacks, yeah. She took this guy's sponsor away.
Let me play this.
Because she was mad. I mean, that's not nothing. That's not a nothing burger, Xander. That's not what you boiled it down to.
All right, let me finish this right here.
Do you at least admit that, Xander?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm waiting for the clip to play.
Do you at least admit that then?
Admit what?
That it's not a nothing burger? Like she was doing a bunch of fucked up shit and she's the only guy that was doing that sort of shit?
I don't know if she's a guy, but no.
Well, you know what I mean, right?
No, I highly doubt she was the only person around that time.
Can you name a single other person?
No, I'm just a pretty safe guessing that she wasn't the only one abusing copyright.
You can't name anybody. How the fuck
I can guarantee.
How brain dead your fucking audience. I have a problem with you, man.
How often do you think the copyright system on YouTube gets abused?
Yeah, pretty often, but rarely does it happen where a streamer goes on stream and says, I'm going to take your sponsorship away. That's pretty rare.
I mean, we can talk about the sponsorship thing. I don't really think that was as big of a deal as you're making it out to be.
Really?
All right, let me play the video for context, and then we can talk about this.
Sponsor a video that's literally 20 minutes of talking shit about me? If I ever see you in my inbox, on site. fucking site.
And it's weird because Pokimane is so unproblematic. Like, she's pretty universally liked, especially on Twitch. So it's weird to go after her. This is something that YouTubers don't seem to understand. They seem to think that just like ripping a streamer's content and uploading it without any transformation, like no commentary in it, and just like ripping it up and cutting clips up and putting it down as like transformative content. It's not. Legally, it is not. You are violating that streamer's intellectual property.
And that's where the clip ends.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So do you want us to talk about sponsors, or do you want to talk about video reactions?
No, just that the Pokimane shit wasn't a nut. Like, you literally covered that so horribly. It's embarrassing. I'm not here to discuss Pokemon.
I want to go over point by point. You're trying to paint with a broad brush. I want to go over point by point.
All right, my point is you dumbed the entire situation down to people hate her because she's a girl.
Trying to characterize it as people hate her because she's a girl is a very, very oversimplification of my position. My position is that Pokimane has done things that warrant criticism, and that the criticism that she's received is way overblown because I think a lot of people
that's not
online,
what you said. You literally
because
said
I think a lot of people online trying to hate
unproblematic.
women a little bit.
You said she's very unproblematic. Unproblematic.
Generally, if we're talking about like being an online figure, Pokimane's been pretty damn careful about being an unproblematic figure. Absolutely. Like besides the copyright trauma shit and the shit that you guys have
besides the shit she got in trouble for, unproblematic. You could say that with everybody.
Absolutely.
Literally say that with anybody.
Generally, when it comes to online figures, they are constantly getting into drama. They're like, I would say that most.
Can we just move on to how fucking shit this guy's arguments are, dude?
I mean, everybody in my chat at least is making fun of you for being extremely angry right now.
Dude, I know.
You get to make a single valid argument.
Really? What the Pokimane shit was a nothing burger?
I think Willy's argument of you downplaying it is pretty sound. I mean, you said it was a huge nothing burger. I disagree, but also on the same token, I do agree with you slightly, Xanderhal, that like certain creators did overblow the situation, particularly just for money. Like Leafy's a great example of that. Like, he made too many videos on her, but I do think she did enough stuff to warrant like at least 1 or 2 videos. Like it isn't a nothing burger, but it was overblown by some creators.
You know, I think it's fine.
So right down the middle,
I guess if I want to appeal to you for a second, I'll tell you what my position on this is.
Seeing what
Pokimane did, my response would probably be something along the lines of, that was really shitty what she did to Boblax's channel, and like I guess she's done a few other instances where she abused copyright, like with like who is the other dude where she like talked to her manager, and the manager told her that it was fine to copyright strike it or to submit a copyright claim.
I think that's also me.
Was that also, or was that okay? That was just you. Okay. Yeah, no, I think probably the biggest thing to go after her for, the most valid thing in my opinion, would be what she did to Boblax. But besides that, she's not all that problematic of a content creator. Like most people online that have a large following, especially the size of Pokimane, are constantly unraveled in drama. I'm like a fraction of Pokimane's notoriety, and I'm always in drama with my own community. The rest of the left fucking goes after me all the time for not being as lefty as they are.
Dude, I'm the fuck at. Dude, can we get to the point? I'm not fucking here to hear this shit.
But I mean, Xander, don't you think you're downplaying it in the same way that other people upplay it though? Like I feel
exactly. I think you can make like a video on it and talk about how shitty it is, but like with the cases of what I've seen, it seemed like people were making videos every single time she tweeted or some shit. I feel like a lot of people went way overboard on it. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems really, really overblown.
Yeah, it was people fucking milking it for sure, but that's with like any drama, right? I mean, it's not because she's a woman.
I think it has a part in it. I feel like most people, like it's hard to describe because this doesn't have to be a conscious. So hold on, let me explain this because this is gonna sound super SJWE. It can be hard to characterize people's biases without making it sound like you're accusing them of being outright sexist and hating women. I think a lot of people on the internet probably have like some biases that are kind of like misogynistic, even if you're like pretty left-leaning, even if you're a progressive person. I feel like that's something that people have to acknowledge, and that can be sort of an internal motivation for how hard they might go against a certain figure. And I feel like that's definitely the case, particularly in Leafy's case.
But for every female person or streamer, whoever you name, there's literally 10 times more guys getting in trouble for the same,
because there's more male online figures than there are female online figures.
So it just happens to be like pretty evened out. So if I would say if it's an even ratio, I would say
it's an even ratio at all. I wouldn't say it's an an even ratio at all. I mean, like, look, we can talk about, like, we can talk. I can draw an example.
You're just talking circles.
You're getting blown out. That's why you want to move on to the next thing.
Dude, you literally just backpedal, talking circles, and go, I wouldn't say that, and then you provide no evidence.
I'm not letting you pivot, my dude.
Zero evidence
for anything, my dude. I'm sorry, I'm not letting you pivot, my dude. So I can draw a direct example.
You literally are going backwards and provide an example.
On the same topic.
Provide an example.
I can draw a direct example. We can talk about the thing with what's her name, the that one streamer who did the sub to me thing.
Invader V.
Invader V, yeah. So with Invader V, people got really mad about what she said, even though that was definitely a nothing burger. And I've seen your arguments about that.
I mean, I can't think of any commentator who talked about it outside of Kavos, but I don't know.
Wait, Boblax and Augie talked about it.
Oh, then I didn't see it. Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they talked about it.
I mean, dude, to be fair, Boblax talks about anything that's big.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. But you guys went over it pretty hard.
That's not comparable to Pokemon, is what I'm saying, though.
That's not the point. The point that I'm making is that people got really fucking angry about that, and at the same time, there are shit tons of male streamers who do the same thing and will say the exact same shit. Hell, there are streamers, one of my favorite streamers, he's fairly large, he gets a few thousand viewers. His name's T-Hump. He'll ban people in his chat if they say something that pisses him off and they don't sub quickly enough. If they say something that pisses him off, he'll be like, subscribe or donate in the next 5 minutes, or you're banned. Shit like that. Dude, I don't know. You never see videos about people doing that kind of shit.
I don't know the context of this stuff, dude, so I can't really...
I'm giving you the context right now. The point that I'm making right now is that there seems to be a psychological tendency for a lot of dudes online to perceive something that a woman might say as a joke as being like a bitchy, condescending statement, while when a dude says it, it's not as bad. This has been like massively studied in psychology.
Your perception of shit is so fucking bad. We just watched the Pokemon drama.
I literally just cited you a direct example of when people. I literally cited you a direct example of when people in the drama community did this. There is a well-known psychological tendency for dudes to perceive sort of like a condescending joke that comes from a woman as bitchy, but if a dude does it, they recognize it obviously.
The reason why people didn't know if she was joking, right? That's why she got in trouble. Again, I don't really know. It's not like a huge
the point that people can't tell. So yeah, the point that people can't tell is what I'm arguing. That's my point.
At what point does that fall on her if she doesn't get the joke across?
I'm not arguing who should be to blame for it. I'm arguing that there is a psychological tendency for a lot of dudes to not be able to perceive whenever a woman's making a condescending joke or when she's being serious.
All right, I'm assuming your favorite streamer, whatever this guy's name is, right? I'm assuming when he makes this thing, is it a joke or is he serious?
No, he does actually ban people from chat when he does it, but it's funny. That's the point.
Yeah, so it's meant to be funny or something. Is it like, yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I can't talk about it.
I mean, look, I'm not really supposed to be speaking here, but I'll say, like, Wings of Redemption, that's like a direct line from him as well. And look, dude, so many people go after Wings.
Yeah, but Wings of Redemption and Darkside Phil aren't really...
Every time we name a guy streamer, I love how it's dismissed somehow.
No, because Wings of Redemption...
I get it, it's cool, I'm ready to move on, dude.
Wings of Redemption and Darkside Phil, in particular, have built an entire community online around shitting on them. These aren't really comparable, because their whole audience, like their whole
however you want to write it off, I don't care, dude.
Okay.
Do you disagree with the idea that these two people have built entire communities off of just being like?
I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about him, but it just seems like you write everything off when.
Wait, are you like a commentary drama dude?
Yeah, but Wings of Redemption, I don't even know how big that guy is. What is he gonna have, like 100,000 subs?
I'm pretty sure he does, and they're like all hate followers. That's the whole point. The example that you gave right now is somebody whose entire following is based off of how much people hate him on the internet.
I mean, I didn't give that.
There are entire message boards online about shitting on this dude. That's his entire thing. You've used this term against me on Twitter, which is pretty funny because it's 2020. Lolcow. The term lolcow, I'm pretty sure, basically originates from shitting on, like, there are 3 particular people that built this level of ire and built an entire community off of shitting on them. Wings of Redemption, Darkside Phil, and Christine Weston Chandler. These 3 figures are where that term comes from, and you use that term against me on Twitter. The example that you gave, the entire online presence is about shitting on them.
What the fuck is asking about this shit?
Because you brought up the example of Darkside Phil. I did
not bring that up. That was literally Augie. I didn't bring it up at all.
To be fair, I did bring up that example.
You brought him up. Okay, I mixed up your words.
All right, listen, let me break this down. All right, so Xanderhal thinks that we're going after Pokemon because there's, or not us specifically. Well, maybe us specifically. I don't know. Yeah.
Pokemon more than is necessary.
You guys, yeah.
Sure,
you guys gotta run.
But you walked it back to that.
All right, but you guys have run this in circles for a bit. I don't think y'all are gonna agree.
I didn't run back anything, by the way, Willie. Nice try, though, bud.
You literally did. You said it was nothing, and then you literally were like, "Oh, it was about copyright."
Yeah.
Oh, they're probably
let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, it was that. So it's cool. I'll move on. Can we click on the next one? This is like some of the amazing arguments Xanderhal makes on his
Is it called
channel.
One Great Argument EXE?
Yep, One Great Argument EXE.
We need to reach out to like the commentary community, the drama community,
this clip.
so on and so on, and sort of try to show them the right arguments and show them why our political views are the better ones.
Like, at the end of the day, your personal beliefs on things really oftentimes aren't that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, they...
Okay. Whew. All right, this is a interesting take here. All right, hold on. I gotta internalize this argument really quickly. So no, your political beliefs do matter. Let's say, for example, you're watching a YouTuber, let's say a gaming YouTuber. You really enjoy this gaming YouTuber, you watch him a lot, and you find out that he likes slavery. He wants slavery back. He wants black people to be enslaved. He wants gay people sent off to like concentration camps and whatnot.
Jesus.
This is what this.
What are you on D-Live? Like, where you find these people?
And he doesn't usually talk about politics, but then he just decides to bring it up once, and that's his beliefs. Show them the right arguments, and show them why our political views are the better ones. The problem is, even the statement, I don't want to get political, or I want to avoid politics, is like a political statement, because whether you mean it or not, that's sort of like a tacit endorsement of how things currently are, right? Like, you're just kind of okay with the status quo, you don't really want to, like, get involved.
But there's a lot of dramas that are completely unrelated to politics. Like, for example, James Charles versus H3 on their merch. Is that political at all? I mean, not really.
I mean, isn't James Charles gay? Like, if there are people on H3's side that are attacking James Charles because he's gay, then that would be fairly political.
No, that's not happening.
Show them the right arguments, and show them why our political views are the better ones.
Are you just, like, playing the same clip over and over again?
Of the next alt-right rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is the drama community on YouTube is going to be where it starts, where the wave starts to rise again with the reactionary politics. I feel like reactionary politics throughout history, ranging anything from just like your general sort of fasci, like or tradcon conservative shit to full on like fascism, seems to occur and get popular in waves.
I can literally defend every point I made here. Do you want to go over it?
Well, yeah, I wanted to see this part because this part's funny.
Like, occasionally it gets really unpopular and everyone's fighting against it, and then it gets really popular again, and anybody who speaks out against it gets crushed by the media. Do you guys remember back after 9/11 when any public figure who spoke out against the war with Iraq would get completely shit on? Do you remember what happened when the Dixie Chicks spoke out against the Iraq war? Who remembers?
Yeah,
we need to reach out to... Wait, that was a thing that happened. I gave a direct example of when popular celebrities spoke out against a war that was being pushed very heavily by our imperialist state because of 9/11, and they didn't support a war with the wrong country, and they got shit on. They got what's the word for it? They got boycotted and shit on. Why would you want to show that last clip? I was literally right about an exact real-world example of when this happened.
Yeah, and how does that relate to commentary?
What?
Yeah, you were relating that to commentary.
I was talking about how fascism gets popular and then gets unpopular and gets popular.
Yeah, but you were saying it starts with commentary. That's what you were making that comparison.
Are you incapable of understanding a line of dialogue?
Dude, you're the one who said it. We just watched it. You literally just watched the clip.
I was talking about the popularity of fascism.
I don't know, dude. I felt like I followed that pretty well.
You did something there. Okay, listen. All right, let's go through here. We want to go back to the first clip and we'll work our way through the video that you just posted. All right, so we'll start with Optimus's argument that your people's political opinions don't actually matter. I heavily disagree with that. I don't believe that. Maybe you disagree with this, but I personally don't think I could be friends with somebody who has inherently opposing political views than me.
Yeah, that's pro-slavery. I agree.
Or being against just general egalitarian.
I wouldn't be friends with anybody that's fucking pro-slavery. The problem is that's a completely dishonest argument to make, right? You're making a completely dishonest argument there.
Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious if somebody doesn't like the same ice cream flavor as me, or maybe they prefer Biden to...
Who has the political belief of being pro-slavery?
I don't know, dude. I imagine there are no large popular online or offline figures right now that believe slavery should come back. I'm sure that doesn't happen at all.
In commentary, though. In commentary, who we're talking about?
I wasn't talking about commentary in that clip.
No, sure. Who's the pro-slavery people?
Who's the pro-slavery people?
Yeah, that we should all be talking about.
Sure. Richard Spencer, apparently fucking, I would imagine JonTron. The dude wants a white ethno state.
JonTron?
Holy
is pro-slavery?
No, yeah, probably. I mean, the dude wants a white ethno state. Maybe like the difference between wanting to ship people.
Dude, this just sounds so fucking ridiculous. It sounds so fucking crazy.
Knowing definitively, that's like an extreme.
It's so wild, bro.
JonTron argued in favor of a white ethno state with Destiny. Okay, the dude's
JonTron was in a debate where he was clearly talking about shit he knew nothing about, right?
That doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, but dude, that's where you're gonna fuck up and say something you don't mean. So he was in way over his head because he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Wait, how do you fuck up and accidentally become a white nationalist?
Dude, because he probably did. I don't think he fucking meant that, right? He instantly went on afterwards and was like, yeah, I was just going down like I was just way out of my league. I got nervous. Like, that was his excuse. You think he believes in slavery?
How do you get nervous and accidentally become a white nationalist?
Hold on, dude. One, I can't defend JonTron because I don't know that situation super well, dude. I guess I'm saying is you can't. To Optimus, what Optimus is saying there is that generally, I don't think people's politics matter. And you going to slavery on him is a completely dishonest argument. And now you're making a kind of a dishonest argument towards JonTron. The dude's not even how can I speak for JonTron on slavery?
Yeah, I don't care about JonTron. I don't know you're right on. Yeah, no, I think people's political opinions matter. Like, that's the whole point. I used it in
Dude, but why is slavery the example you use? That's a completely dishonest argument.
How is it a dishonest argument? It's hyperbole.
Dude, because what the fuck?
Using hyperbole.
Slavery got fucking shit to do.
Because whether or not slavery should exist is a political opinion.
That's a political opinion?
Yeah, that is a political
that's opinion. Just fucking dude, you always turn shit that's common sense and you just call it a political opinion.
I agree.
Dude, that's fucking common sense.
I agree. Slavery.
Nobody but is pro fucking slavery.
I mean, fucking large figures like Richard Spencer are.
Dude, but these guys are largely irrelevant to the mainstream.
They were a couple years ago. Not to mention Nick Fuentes is still relevant and he's in favor of slavery.
I've never fucking heard of these. I don't know anything about these fucking people.
Maybe you should educate yourself before going after a political figure then.
Dude, you are completely wrapped around these people that have way more. You think they have way more power than they do. Like when I watched your Leafy
Richard
video.
Spencer literally.
When I watched your Leafy video, you literally said, "Imagine the good Leafy could do if he went after Nazis instead of cringy kids."
Oh, absolutely.
Like, isn't that just kind of a stupid fucking thing to say?
Dude, Nazis are fucking hilarious. They make jokes out of themselves. Can you imagine the good content you could make for making fun of Nazis, especially right now?
So deranged, man.
Especially with their breakdowns.
I mean, he did make fun of that Nazi girl with massive tits. So.
Yeah, he did make fun of
back in the day. Yeah, like back in 2016, I remember that video. I was a big Leafy fan back in 2016. Now he's nowhere. But what's he on now? Like Storyfire or whatever?
I don't fucking know. He's not on anything now. He's just on Twitter.
He got banned off Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, but back before he got banned off Twitch and YouTube, he was going after like random fucking people that weren't causing any like actual material harm to the world. Like, dude, you could act like.
Dude, but you got the idea that he should be making content that's anything else is fucking stupid.
I mean, I can have my opinion about the kind of content I like.
Yeah, you can have your opinion. It's just terrible, dude. It's just not good.
I mean, that's what an opinion is. Everyone has one, you know? What you're talking about before. Yeah, so Richard Spencer, an example of him. He believes slavery should be back, and he literally went on massive, like, news. Like, he was on, like, CNN at one point.
All right, dude, then go after fucking CNN for having Richard Spencer on. Like,
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Dude, why are you pivoting?
Because you're sitting there and you're saying Optimus.
Why are you pivoting, my dude?
I'm not pivoting. The subject is Optimus, right? What was the subject we were just talking about? My subject is that you make a dishonest argument and you gave a dishonest argument to Optimus.
Did I use a sneaky debate tactic? Were you saying that I was using a dishonest, sneaky debate tactic?
No, I'm saying you're really dishonest in your videos to the people you argue about.
Okay, how is it dishonest when he says?
All right, here, let's go to the second clip,
right? I say a political opinion. No, I'm curious. I want to hear you defend this.
Yeah.
How is it dishonest for me to hear Optimus say, for the most part, people's political opinions don't matter, and for me to say, okay,
because slavery isn't a political opinion. That's
believing whether or not slavery.
That's a fucking crazy radical idea.
Yes,
that's not what normal fucking people consider a political opinion.
And yet, a significant amount of people, particularly.
Dude, yeah. If you want to, dude, you're literally arguing semantics.
Have you ever been to 4chan? There's a lot of people there that believe slavery should exist.
What am I supposed to do about 4chan though?
I'm not asking you to do anything about it other than not get mad whenever I say if somebody believes that slavery should exist. Get mad about me saying it's reasonable to not want to be friends with that person, or to at least care if they believe that's that opinion.
Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like you're just trying to be Destiny like so fucking hard right now.
I think everybody wants to be Destiny.
No, they don't, dude. That dude's a fucking idiot too. He makes dumbass arguments too, where he just talks in circles.
Man's rich, gets a lot of pussy. I don't know. Listen, I'm right now not even a big fan of Destiny at the moment. And
because of your political. Yeah, you got fucked up by him. I won't be a fan of him either.
Wait, you think that I got fucked up?
Yeah, you got fucked up by
one of the most experienced debaters on the internet? Oh shit, hot take, dude.
I mean, no, you just went in arguing a terribly dumb take.
No, I would argue that
with a terrible point. No, that's why you got fucked up.
I argued from the wrong perspective. I shouldn't be arguing that
that's retarded. I get it, dude.
I should have argued instead that Destiny just said what he said and that he's facing the consequences for it, and he shouldn't be a baby about it. But I was a fan of Destiny.
Yeah.
I like Destiny a lot. I didn't want to be mean.
Do you know what I do find pretty interesting about you? Then you are like 100%. You're on that everything's a political opinion.
Not everything. I don't think.
Yeah, dude. You literally said slavery is a political opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Whether or not slavery should be a thing is a political opinion. If you disagree with that, then you are illustrating to everybody.
Yeah, dude. I think that's not even on the table of anything, and I don't think most people do that.
So what you're referring to right now, though, I imagine you don't know what this word means, is the Overton window. The Overton window basically means the range of political opinions that are relevant at a particular time in a particular place.
Yeah. So why do you argue totally?
And so the Overton window.
When arguing with optimists, why do you bring up irrelevant points?
It's not irrelevant.
You just said the Overton window, right?
Yes.
What's relevant? What political
window is
relevant,
basically
right?
infinite on the internet right now, because you've got people who believe that slavery should be a thing, and
that sounds real smart when you say that.
You've got people who think landlords should be executed. That's how big the window on the internet is, my dude.
Yeah, and all of those opinions, I'm sure, told the serious all the time, and not just extremist on like the way fucking far end.
Do you think that people's having extremist political opinions means it's not a political opinion?
There's usually such a small amount of people that it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not if they're very, very loud about their beliefs and they have large public figures that are able to push their ideas, like Richard Spencer and Nick Fuentes.
Really? What has Richard Spencer gotten done?
Richard Spencer's been on like big fucking.
Okay, sure, he's been on to shit, but what is he like?
He's got a massive fan base, especially like if we want to go to Nick Fuentes, the dude has a cult following.
How big is his fan base?
So big that they were able to mob together and harass.
Well, what's the number? What's his followers?
Yeah, we can go in. Hey, Augie,
I have no clue.
Do you know how big Nick Fuentes' following is right now? He gets thousands of viewers.
Well, on his presidential election stream, he had like 50K on DLive. So
I mean, dude. To be fair, all the people on the internet, 50K is nothing.
50K is nothing when we're talking about.
50K is nothing out of all the people on the internet.
Watching the stream
there's literally billions of people on the internet. 50K isn't that fucking much.
Do you realize how big 50K viewers is on a live stream? Do you realize how big that is in terms of like online political figures?
Yeah, it's like Dr. Disrespect, but again, it's like one dude
with a massive community.
Not even Doctor. It's like half of Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect, when he first started, was getting around like 100K viewers. I think he's getting close to what Nick Fuentes got during that stream. What do you talk? 50,000 viewers on a live stream? That
yeah, but I'm saying that if you get all right, so if you have a million people, right, and 1% of the people are really shitty, that's actually a good amount of people. That's what I think Richard Spencer and like all that cult is.
Let me break this down. What Willy's basically saying is like 50K. What does that do IRL? He's basically asking.
I have a perfect example of how it affects the real world as well, like just outside of like political discussion. So, for example, Richard Spencer was a large leader of the Unite the Right rally back in 2017, which ended up murdering an innocent woman. On top of that, the Christchurch leader talked about how he was radicalized by online right-wing figures as well, and he murdered 50 people in a mass shooting in New Zealand last year. There's been
Nick Fuentes murdered 50 people. No, I know. I fucking heard you. I'm fucking with you, bro. Yeah, dude. All right. So,
wait, do you think that people getting murdered in like in terrorist attacks and wrote about how they were inspired by these online political figures? Do you think that's not a way that they're affecting the real world?
No, I think like those people are crazy and they're probably gonna do crazy shit no matter what.
Oh, so you don't think that the Christchurch shooter writing a manifesto where he literally cited the people that inspired him to do what he did, that doesn't put any blame whatsoever on the people that he says inspired him?
I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, it's hard for me to fucking answer that, right? I'm not a fucking psychologist or some shit. I don't know. How am I supposed to answer that? I don't fucking know.
Here, I'm sending a video clip right now.
I mean, dude, it's amazing how fucking off topic we get when you talk.
We're not off topic at all.
We are completely off topic, dude. You did not give optimists an honest argument was the point. I mean, dude, if you look right now, you're not really giving me an honest argument. You've literally jumped to like the most extreme shooting to happen in the past like decade, maybe.
When you asked me how are these people affecting? How are
but it's like like, dude, we literally. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's gonna be fucking terrorist and crazy shit going on.
You realize that right-wing terror in this country massively outweighs that of left-wing terror, right? Like, there's actually.
I'm not bringing up either or. I don't really. I'm not really a right or left person. I don't really know a whole lot about that shit. So
I'm pretty sure you are probably pretty right-leaning.
I know, dude. You got an opinion on everybody. I'm not sure. I'm not surprised you fucking.
From this argument, I feel very comfortable saying that you're pretty right-leaning. Absolutely.
Why? What gave you that?
Well, for one, you got seriously ass mad about like a 1-minute clip of me saying that I want to talk to people about politics that are like apolitical because I'm interested in it. And on top of that,
when did I get ass mad about that?
On Twitter, dude, you were having a fucking meltdown,
what was the tweet I sent? I literally was laughing at you. Was all
you were calling me? You were calling me a retard and a lolcow, and you were like,
yeah, I think after that thing you did to Optimus, I think you are retarded. I think when Boblax goes, I think when Boblax goes,
Optimus is a big boy.
I think when Boblax goes, hey guys, like I don't think the Teddy Fresh sweater that James Charles sold is political, and you turn around and you say, well, James Charles is gay. I think that's not an honest argument. I think that's fucking really dumb.
You clipped that very dishonestly because I remember that conversation vividly. Actually, there was a shit ton, and I brought this up.
I didn't clip his dishonesty.
No, you absolutely did because about
what did I leave out?
Because about 2 seconds later, I talked about how James Charles was getting a lot of homophobic hate from a lot of.
That's all in that clip. That's in that clip.
No, it wasn't. We watched the clip. You just played it.
It was. What? All right. Well, it is in there. I don't know what homophobic shit was he getting from any creator, dude.
This is a perfect example. Tati Westbrook when she made her big accusation.
Dude, hold on. With the James Charles sweater, what homophobic shit was the creator saying?
Your question was, what creator sent homophobic hate his way against James Charles? And I just gave you an example.
Well, he said
during the sweater, during the H3 sweater. When did that happen?
I saw some people. You
don't fucking know. It's another thing you can't fucking name, dude. Because you can't.
You don't think James Charles is getting homophobic hate from?
Dude, you're just going off of what you think will happen.
That's not what Willy's saying. Willy's saying that Willy's saying that James Charles isn't getting any increased homophobic hate based off H3 criticizing him for copying his shirt design.
Increased? Probably not. I'd say the most homophobic hate.
Why are you fucking arguing it then?
Because I literally, because as I said 10 seconds ago, after the clip for where you cut it out, I talked about the political implications of drama against somebody who's like a makeup YouTuber like James Charles with the Tati Westbrook shit. I was talking specifically about the H3 shit.
All right, so the Tati Westbrook shit. What about that was in? Do
you remember that drama?
I'm somewhat familiar.
Yeah. So towards the end of Tati Westbrook's video, she says that he tried to turn a straight guy gay, and he got a ton of homophobic harassment for it, saying James Charles is a predator that tries to push his gay shit onto straight dudes. And what actually happened was the guy that was implicated in this ended up coming out and saying, actually, no, he didn't try to turn me gay. I was bi-curious, and all he did was offer to help me explore my sexuality and stuff.
Well, he didn't say that, but sure, he said he was a bad kisser.
No, there was a video.
He did not say it, dude. He did not say that.
I can literally find you the clip of the guy.
All right, find the clip then, man.
That night. Yeah,
literally find that clip where he said he helped me explore my sexuality. He said I made out with him for about an hour. And that was pretty much it. Oh, and then he said like I think I wanted to do things, but I didn't want to, and then he backed out, right?
Yeah. Do you think that sounds like trying to force a?
No, I don't think he forced anything. I agree with you. Yeah. It's bullshit.
Yeah, the guy came out and said that and debunked that claim, and
yeah, no, I know, dude. Dude, believe it or not, I was actually a somewhat big role in that, mildly big role in that whole story.
Okay,
I can attest to that.
So do you think that homophobic attacks towards James Charles from Tati's community after that is political?
I don't know any homophobic hobo. I think I Keemstarred homophobic.
Why do we hate hobos?
Yeah, I don't think I know any, I don't know, what examples do you have of like Tati's community or creators around her doing that?
You don't think that her saying that she tried to turn a straight guy gay, which is a massively homophobic...
I mean, I think that's her being a fucking idiot, right? Because that's like not possible.
It's about her being a liar.
Yeah, she's a liar. Yeah, I agree.
And stoking homophobic hatred towards a 19-year-old on the internet, or 20-year-old, however the fuck old James.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I mean, dude, I think a lot of the things you interpret as like, what's the word, as political, I just interpret as the person being like totally an asshole and dishonest. I don't really. I think somebody lying about something. And I do not think Tati Westbrook is homophobic. I don't think that's. I'm not gonna make that claim.
I think that we used sexism to battle the homophobia. We used one against the other. I think that's what happened.
The gays against each other.
Here's the thing, I was saying in that clip that the H3 color block hoodie thing isn't inherently political, which I still agree that whole drama is inherently political. But then, Xander, to prove that it's political, you bring up a separate drama that James Charles was in.
I mean,
they're two separate things.
If we want to talk about something that's like political involving that, we can talk about.
Look, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna fucking change it again, dude.
Okay,
every time.
I'd like to have this little discussion. How is the color block hoodie drama between H3 and James Charles political? That specific drama.
An argument about who owns a design and a particular like copyright on something is political. Copyright is political. Absolutely, that's a political.
What is political about copyright?
Because it's a law.
I mean, it's a law, but copyright law isn't
no.
necessarily like left-leaning or right-leaning.
I don't think that's necessarily that political.
That's not what politics is. Politics isn't just whether or not something is left.
Dude, I know you think everything is politics,
yeah, but
it's fucking hilarious.
We were talking about the color block hoodie drama in relation to it could sway someone to either the right or the left. So how would copyright law sway someone to either side?
I mean, if you're like a right libertarian, you might be in favor of copyright law because you want to
really, that was what you were arguing at the time and not just making up right now?
No, I didn't argue that people were being. I argued that there's probably some people from H3's community that are like homophobic and hate James Charles. They would probably side with H3 over that, or just in the middle that might go after James Charles because they're homophobic and don't really care about H3.
Yeah, but in general, that like didn't happen at all, right?
If you want to talk about the overt like political topic based around that, it would probably be around copyright and who owns the design of those hoodies.
I mean, the point is though that didn't happen though.
You feel comfortable saying nobody went after James Charles?
No, maybe they were, but they're totally irrelevant. They're like a completely irrelevant.
I don't care whether or not they're irrelevant. What I care about is whether or not it happened.
You're a weird guy, man. You worry about every small thing.
I'll let you answer.
Chess, I guess if you think that like attacking somebody with like attacking a gay person with homophobia is a small thing, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, when it's like one person with 2 followers, because dude, you probably get as much shit as I do, right? As any of us do. We all get fucking horrible shit sent to us. It's
I
the
feel
internet.
like I probably get more shit, but mostly from the left because the left is a
yeah, whatever, dude. We don't really ask. The point is like we all get shit, and that's just their form of shit. If you're a girl, you're gonna get shit, and it'll be in the form of sexist shit. If you're a guy, they'll call you fucking who knows what.
A pedophile.
And if you're fucking gay, you're gonna be called like I don't know.
A word
slurs,
that you're not gonna
right?
say on this channel right now.
Yeah, they're gonna be called slurs. Like that's just part of being online, and that's why it's irrelevant.
And that's the problem. Don't you think it's like a noble cause?
No, I don't think it's really a problem at all. Honestly, I think there's no way you can fix that. People are their own people.
Sure, you may not be able to fix it, but do you think it is a noble cause to try to encourage people online to engage in less toxic behavior?
I mean, I don't really care.
Though. We kind of thrive off.
We're literally we're commentators.
I don't know, man.
I love the toxic shit.
And I mean, as a political channel, don't you thrive off the negativity of like the right or the left?
Yeah, I mean, dude, you literally,
as much as you're trying to like diminish negativity, you're also capitalizing off it by like talking about.
Because the negativity exists, but my goal is to encourage the audiences of these people to not be like homophobic or
dude, fucking Xander. I argue that
I'd say it's pretty negative to say that JonTron probably is pro-slavery. I feel like that it doesn't really contribute to.
Yeah, and it's not really backed by much
the white nationalists. I mean, like,
Xander, you literally said Keemstar. You literally say Keemstar is like an alt-righter, and that and you use the Christchurch shooting against him. You literally used the Christchurch shooting against Keemstar because he didn't cover the manifesto.
Oh, no, he didn't cover. That's not what he did. He tried to, he didn't want to talk about how the.
Yeah, and you called him an alt-righter because of it.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of other evidence that he's an alt-righter. This is just another piece of it.
Yeah, and you said that he should have because he's the drama channel, is what you said.
For context of what actually happened, he went on a podcast with Destiny and like Trainwrecks and Hassan and like a bunch of other people. And this was right after the Christchurch shooting had happened and the manifesto had been released, and people had read the manifesto, and the Christchurch shooter, who had murdered 50 Muslims, by the way, after writing the manifesto.
Yeah, get to the Keemstar part. We know.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. So he wrote this big manifesto about how online, like, far-right people radicalized him, and people on the podcast were talking, particular Destiny, were talking about, like, how far-right, like, online figures can radicalize people to committing real-world violence. Keemstar got mad and triggered, and then fucking left because he didn't want to talk about the implications of far-right figures causing real-world harm. And I imagine this is because Keemstar is friends with some pretty far-right online figures.
Dude, he didn't want to talk about it though because he didn't want to give attention to the fucking manifesto. It's not because he's like all the far right shit, it's because he doesn't want to give attention to a horrible thing that just happened.
Because right-leaning people will say, don't say the name of whatever like white kid shoots up a school, but every time some brown like Muslim guy blows something up, you see his name.
Really? So you can name the manifesto of Keemstar blowing up a brown Muslim.
You're saying he's lying because he's
right-wing. Do that either way. Boblex, let me go, Boblex. When you said because of gave some Muslim example, right? And how we're hypocrites for it. When did Keemstar do that though?
I'm not talking specifically about Keemstar.
No, but we are talking specifically about Keemstar. You used him as the example.
The point that I'm making is that whenever there is a bit of like violence committed by like, say for example, some white kid that shoots up a school, all you hear is, don't say the name, don't say the name, don't spread the name around. That's what they would want.
Yeah, because you give them attention. Exactly.
Whenever the name of the dude who commits some other terrorist attack is like Muhammad ibn Lahad or something, you see that name fucking everywhere. That's what
I can't name a bunch of fucking terrorists outside of
when it's a fucking white, because you never fucking remember it. When it's a white kid that shoots up a school or something, you hear thoughts and prayers, don't say the name. When it's a fucking brown Muslim dude who does it, you see their name and face all over the news, and then you hear about how we need to fucking close down.
When there's a shooting, it is the biggest thing on the fucking news. Are you kidding me?
They always say don't share the name. They always say don't share the name or the face. Whenever
because there's a big theory between a lot of I don't know if there's like research done on any of this. The theory is that if these kids do it for attention, because there wasn't a bunch of school shootings until there was one.
That's exactly why. That's why
publicity around Columbine, more kids decided to go do it. Right? That's like the big theory there.
Yeah. Do you think that giving attention to and like publicizing the names of people who engage in terrorism from like Islamic terrorism, do you think that doesn't encourage them as well?
No, but they're going to do it either way, right? The point, when you're running as president and you're going to fight terror, you got to give a name to the American people to like publicize it, right?
Do you think that mass shootings aren't terror as well?
No, I mean, I think they're terror, but you're not going to hear like fucking a president go up there and like talk about, naming all these school shooters and saying we're going to fight these guys.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just kind of a crazy thing to do, don't you think?
Terrorism seems to across the board be committed for broadly the same reasons, just with different ideological motivations. So I don't know why.
Well, it's organized too. Like terrorism's a lot more organized than these random guys being in the room.
Are you aware of what stochastic terrorism is?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it.
So stochastic terrorism is essentially the idea.
Like you fight ISIS, right? I've never heard the president go up and be like, we're fighting stochastic terrorism or whatever you said.
So you have centralized terrorism and you have
stochastic. Yeah, I don't even remember what we were talking about Keemstar. And look how you dragged us down this whole fucking rabbit hole of nonsense.
If you want to, yeah, sure. We can go back to...
It's like fucking crazy, dude. Like, you realize you do this, and this is why I don't like about you.
You're the one that moved the conversation to talking about... Okay, never mind. Whatever, dude. Okay, so we can go back to...
You say Keemstar's and white nationalist because he didn't want to give this guy attention.
No, I think Keemstar is a white nationalist because of that, on top of the fact that he's friends with a bunch of white nationalists. And
why do you think he should have covered it?
I don't think he needed to cover it. I think he needed to not have a little baby bitch mental breakdown and leave the fucking call whenever they were...
And that makes him a white nationalist?
No, what makes him a white nationalist, the biggest evidence for that is how many white nationalists and neo-Nazis he befriends.
Yeah, I mean, dude, here's the thing, because you're a big fan of, like, guilty by association.
What do you think guilt by association is?
Well, you said, like, Keem, for example, you said, hey, he goes on this podcast, he's talked to this person. That's the examples you've given.
Do you think it's guilt by association if this person frequently goes on that podcast and is good friends with people who are alt-righters and neo-Nazis?
I mean, I don't know his personal friendships with these people, do you?
Yeah, no, he's pretty close with these people.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I
can't comment on that.
Also, the dude for the last couple days has been pushing the conspiracy that there was voter fraud, even though this election was the most closely watched, most secure election we've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he buys into conspiracy theory. I don't think that makes him an alt-righter.
Wait, what is close friends with people? What does that mean?
Like he constantly talks to them. He goes on their podcast.
But dude, just because you go on a podcast, that makes you close friends with those people?
Yeah, and he never challenges their ideas or anything like that. He's pretty good friends with them.
I mean, isn't he on there to discuss drama though?
Hold on. He was talking about Killstream and Ethan Ralph, and he hasn't been on there in since the Onision episode. The only time he's ever been on there is to talk about drama. And every time the conversation gets too spicy, they start talking about stuff, he leaves the call.
He goes on there. He goes on there way more than the way you're characterizing it as.
No, dude, he's not been on. He went on there way back in 2018, early 2019. I know one of his calls was to talk shit about me. Yeah, but after that, he's only been on since, I think, only on the Onisan episode of the kill stream.
February of this year, around that time.
Yeah.
Xander, you keep saying it. They're telling you that it hasn't happened, and you keep saying it has.
Do you think befriending Nazis is like fair enough evidence to assume that person might have some?
Dude, but hold on, you said he goes on there all the time, and they just told you he hasn't.
He goes on there pretty frequently. No, I've seen, like, he's gone on there a fair few times. Yeah. Do you think befriending new Nazis is good evidence, maybe, that I could go off of?
Maybe times over 10 years.
Do you think being really, really scared of talking about how online far-right political figures can radicalize people into committing real-world violence, being friends with neo-Nazi political figures online?
Dude, he's not scared to talk about it. He's paying respect, man. He's paying respect to the fucking people that got hurt.
It's not paying
That's crazy for you to paint it that way.
Respect. If you want to pay respect to the people who got hurt, you would talk about the problem that caused them to get hurt and how we can fix it.
Dude, that's your theory. Not everybody thinks that fucking way, man. That's crazy.
Run away and get angry when other people try to talk about the problem and how.
Dude, when did he do that? He did not want to be part of that conversation. If they invited him on the podcast, I saw this. They invited him on the podcast. He said, "Look, if I'm here, I don't want to talk about it." And then they decided to keep talking about it, so he left. Destiny decided to keep talking about it, so he left.
Because he's friends with far-right figures that play a part.
Dude, you say he's friends. Your example is he went on a podcast, and then these guys are telling you, these guys that pay attention to the kill stream are telling you that doesn't happen. That he hasn't been on the podcast in a long time, man. He's friends. And that he's not friends with these guys.
I think I can friends with those people.
I think I can debunk this in a more direct way. I would ask
everybody
Xanderhal
who they're friends with, what they believe. It's crazy.
He said
so, Xanderhal, you're saying Keemstar's far right, correct?
I think there's a significant amount of evidence that he
says he's a Nazi.
Okay, would you say that someone of Keemstar's political leaning would ever vote a Democrat?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah. Didn't Richard Spencer say?
Keem literally tweeted here, "I'm literally working right now to get a Democrat into the House of Representatives of New York State," and he also said he voted Obama. So.
I just don't feel like you understand.
I mean, I'm not saying he's left, but I'm not saying I don't think he's far right.
I want to say something too. Dude, you feel like
let him respond to Boblax real quick.
Meanwhile, dude, you're
hold on. Let him respond to Boblax real quick. Oh, Boblax just made a point.
Wait, people are letting me know right now, actually, that Keem went on the kill stream a month ago.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if take their word on that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll take their word on that too, but I doubt he went on to talk about a political topic.
Can y'all
maybe I'm wrong there too. I'm not.
Can y'all link me the episode or something? Tweet me AugieRFC.
If I were Keemstar, I would be smart and not talk about. Yeah, people are linking it right now in my chat. If you go to xanderhal.com/live. Yeah, people are linking it right now. Killstream.live/guest/Keemstar. Is the link. Yeah. So the problem is, when it comes to politics, there is you have progressive, you have social issues and you have economic issues. You have people who have very progressive economic beliefs, but also very right-wing, very regressive, conservative social beliefs. We call these people Nazguls. So they'll believe in like progressive social, like economic policy, but only for like people they want to exist, like white people or straight people or whatever. This is very common. So it's very possible that Keemstar agrees with progressive economic beliefs. I know that under Obama, a lot of YouTubers and streamers didn't have to pay as much in taxes. This is actually true. And under Trump, he's taxed small businesses and people who like me, like you and I, like you have to pay more taxes as a YouTuber or a streamer under Trump than you did under Obama. So that's definitely part of it. But yeah, no, like Keemstar says he supports things like pro-choice and gay marriage and what have you, but at the same time he supports Trump. So I mean,
yeah, he supports Trump because he's more look, I don't know anything about like these economic policies, right? But I'm assuming, like, from what I've seen from Keem's Twitter, he talks a lot about how he's going to be taxed more under Biden, and that's why he likes Trump, because of the taxes. It's money given, and people have like ranked different things politically. So even though he's for all those things, Keemstar, no doubt about it, is Keemstar first and Keemstar money first. So it makes sense to me that he would vote Trump, thinking that I'm going to save more money from it.
So your position is that, and you're right about that, because my tax policy is way more progressive than Obama's was. So your position is that Keemstar doesn't.
I'm saying people. No, it's not that, dude. I love how you fucking word it. That's so cute that you do that.
No, you're not slipping out. your point is that Keemstar doesn't really give a shit about the social policy that Trump pushes. Like, for example, ban trans people from the military, revoked their federal protections for healthcare. He and his administration went to the Supreme Court very quietly. They tried to sneak it in and see if there was a way they could stop gay people from being able to adopt children. He doesn't care about, and also put a court justice in power that is pro-life and against abortion rights. So he doesn't give a shit about people having any of those rights. Oh yeah, they're also trying to reverse gay marriage. Thank you, chat. So you don't you don't think he cares about any of that?
No,
All he cares about is just having his lower taxes.
Yeah, I think that people have, like, you got to vote for yourself first is like kind of the main thing, right? Like that's why you have a vote. Everyone has a vote.
So at worst
he cares about his money, and that's what he wants to vote for. Yeah.
Sorry, I should say at best, Keemstar doesn't give a shit about his.
No, he gives a shit, man. Because like, dude, honestly, none of that shit happened. You're talking about all this stuff that like could have happened or was going on under the table. It's like none of those things have happened though, right? There's 4 years. All the gay people could lose their fucking rights or whatever. That didn't happen.
Do you think it's that easy to just... No, well, he did take away trans
people's rights. No, I don't think it's that easy, but I'm saying, like, you're saying all this... Keem doesn't care about all this shit. Well, none of it's fucking happening. It's totally...
Well, I mean, if you care about the rights of people in this country, then, like, that's the best thing you can say about Keemstar. He's not a Nazi. He just doesn't give a shit.
I think how a lot of people view the vote is you gotta...
health protections or Trump going to the Supreme Court and trying to take away their ability to adopt children, or Trump's administration trying to roll back.
You think everybody's rights are going to be gone under Trump? That's so crazy.
I mean, he successfully took away trans people's rights to be in the military and their federal health care protections.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I don't know a whole lot about like trans people in the military or what that does, all right? I have no idea, so I can't really talk.
You're taking away their right to protect their country. And also the ones that were already in the military lost their job, even though there's no actual reason to do it because the military has an independent physical and mental evaluation of people's health.
Hey, real quick, just a fact check here. So I actually know the guy who built the Killstream website, and I just asked him if Keem appeared on the show or if he was just talked about, and they say he was just talked about because he doesn't have like a setting to like list it as he was just talked about, so they just put it as appearance. So I just want to say he was not on the show a month ago.
Okay. You know who Rand is, the guy on the Killstream?
Yeah, I'm aware of him.
Dude is something, huh?
Yeah. I've heard some of the things he said, but I do want to just say one thing, and I'm so sorry for like hijacking the conversation because I do want it mostly be between you guys, but basically like my whole issue, and I think Willy's whole issue with like these extreme like definitive labels that you seem to give people based off your assumptions, is that like instead of going based off what they say, like Keemstar said he supports this, and this, you go based off whether they were on a live stream or whatever. And when you're trying to use these assumptions of the labels that people have to try and like go after them to like stop this negativity or move people to the left, a lot of the time you're making mistakes about like people's political leaning. Like I understand how you come to these conclusions, but me personally, I go based off what people say rather than they've been on a live stream or what have you. And I think like for example, when you went after me, it caught me a bit off guard when you implied that I was right leaning, and I can understand why you thought that, but you made it seem so definitive.
Dude, and then based off that tweets,
and then based off that you're like, oh well, he's doing something bad for the commentary community, etc. The commentary community is this pipeline to the all the way to the right, and based off your theories that would be correct, but I'm not right leaning, so that theory kind of goes out the window.
Yeah,
and you're just not taking people at face value like Keemstar that he's not alt-right, you know.
Yeah,
so that's my whole overall issue with your definitive political leanings. But I'll shut up for now. That's all I want to say.
I'm a big proponent of the idea that actions speak louder than words. A lot of people can say they believe or think a certain thing, but if their actions contradict that in any way, then I'm going to start to get a little bit, skeptical about what they actually believe. But if I talk to somebody and I believe that they're being genuine when they tell me what their beliefs are, like for you, Bo Blacks, you told me you're pretty left-leaning, you told me what your opinions are. I think you're generally pretty left-leaning.
Yeah, but you were willing to talk really confidently about it, even though you had no fucking clue. That's the point. Same with the Keemstar shit. He was on there a month ago. You had no fucking clue.
Actions before I talk to him, absolutely. If I see what somebody does, I feel pretty comfortable basing what I think their opinions are based off
of your fucking opinion is shit, dude. You're the guy that fell for the fucking JQ and had to be saved from the Jewish question video, dude. It's like, I don't think you have great common sense when it comes to this stuff. And I don't think, I also don't think, dude, you have a very good...
Wait, hold on. Go back. What are you talking about, the JQ?
I saw on a stream that you said that you needed to be saved from the JQ.
Okay, so what I was talking about was that
you used to be on the right wing, and you were saved, and Minecraft got you there.
No, what I talked about was that I was in a group of, I had a friend group that was pretty far right. And I watched a lot of content creators that ranged anywhere from being like edgy, centrist, anti-SJW types to far right. From around 2014 to 2017. Around
Who were they? Just out of curiosity.
Do you want me to go down the list of people as they go further and further right?
Yeah, of the Minecraft YouTubers.
Just
the big one.
Give us their full names.
Watch them too.
Did I say Minecraft YouTubers?
Oh, I thought you did say Minecraft YouTubers. I could be remembering it wrong.
What I talked about was that I was on a server called 2B2T, and I was in a group with a lot of people who were actual neo-Nazis. Like there was a guy in I told Augie and Boblax about this last time I was on their show. I was on a server called 2B2T, big server, probably heard of it, oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. And on that server, I was in a group called the Imperium, and a lot of people in that group were like actual Nazis. There was a Jewish guy in the group that they would constantly shit on and say, "We're gonna send you to the gas chamber." They would call him the K slur. They would just shit on him, and eventually he got kicked from the group because they got tired of having a Jew there. They would post videos of like black children in third world countries getting sliced in half by oncoming trains, like actual neo-Nazi dudes. And I didn't realize
I'm not laughing.
I was sort of like an edgy, sort of leaning kind of centrist dude at the time.
Well, at what point did you realize it?
So what happened was
get to the JQ part though. I'm fucking don't care. I lied.
You asked me a question. I'm going to
tell you. I know. I lied about that part.
You're trying to characterize me in an
No, I was interested genuinely because that is a fucking crazy story.
Yeah, absolutely. This has happened to a lot of people. You can look online and look up my story, how I fell into the alt-right. You can find a lot of people telling me stories.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. To fall in that shit, don't you have to have like a serious lack of common sense?
Common sense is a fallacy. No, you can be
what's not a fallacy, dude.
You know what? Do you know what it is to be morally lucky?
No, I have no fucking clue.
Okay, so to be morally lucky means that you were basically raised to believe a certain set of ideas, but you don't have the arguments to hold up those beliefs. Like for example, you may be raised believing that, oh yeah, it's not bad. Like black people are fine. Immigration is good, but you may not have arguments to believe those things. So when someone comes along and makes what sounds like a really good argument about why black people actually, like for example, people say that despite being 13% of the population, black people commit 50% of the crime. How would you argue?
Can you get to the point?
No, I'm asking right now. How would you argue against that statistic?
Wait, what was the statistic?
Despite being 13% of the population, black people commit 50% of crime. How would you argue against that statistic if you didn't?
I have no idea. I've never fucking heard of this shit.
Okay, so if you're an edgy little fucking 16-year-old or 17-year-old and you were raised to believe that you should treat everybody equally, and you hear somebody in a suit that looks very, very, very professional and sounds like they're making good arguments, that tells you, yeah, well, black people commit a lot more crime than they should be, for their population.
The point is, what the fuck are you on about? So you're saying you were a gullible kid that went down with a racist?
All fucking kids are gullible, my dude. This is how it works.
I was a fucking kid too. I wasn't dumb enough to go like fall down this fucking racist ass shit where I go into a Minecraft server and get radicalized by a bunch of people playing Minecraft. That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
I mean, it's happened to a shit ton of people.
Really?
Do you think everybody who's far right was born far right?
I don't know, dude. I just think you're a fucking idiot is the point. I think you got to be raised better, seriously. If you come out fucking thinking, getting convinced that by that.
People fall into crazy radical ideologies. Do you think they're born that way? No. They're at a vulnerable time in their life.
You know what I think? I think the amount of
time in their life. And
I think the amount of fucking dude, you've talked enough about this. I get it. We all fucking get it. We don't want to hear it anymore. The point is, dude, the amount of fucking radical people that are going on right now and that you think have all this power and all this shit, I think is a lot less harmful than you walking around with people that you don't know about saying like, this guy's alt-right, this guy's Nazi. Because although in your head, like these terms mean a slew of fucking different things, to the normal person, that sounds fucking horrible. That sounds like they're ready to fucking gas the Jews and murder people.
I don't think appealing to
say that shit
popularity of an argument.
Keemstar believes in a fucking conspiracy theory about the election. That means that he's a fucking Nazi. Dude, normal fucking people view that as like, oh, Keemstar
conspiracy theory about the election, yes.
Do you have anything to say? I mean, you kept talking that whole fucking time, so I'm not surprised you didn't understand what I said.
It sounds unbelievably dumb. So for starters, Keemstar was making a far-right conspiracy theory about that. Also, I don't know why you're coming on here to talk to me about how I know nothing about politics or how I'm dumb. I'm
not arguing that you know nothing about politics. I'm saying you're going around throwing
the guy who shot up the fucking Christchurch, or about every.
Why do you always bring it back? That's crazy.
Because you said that I was a gullible, dumb, naive kid, and most people aren't like that. That's how everybody gets radicalized into a far-right position or into conspiracy gets radicalized that position. You go after people who are in a vulnerable time in their life. Like for me, when I was a teenager, my grandma had died, and I was in a bad state of mind because I was a fucking teenager. They go after those people. They appeal to them in ways that appeal to them through like edgy humor and disaffected bullshit, and they radicalize from the far right by making what is perceived as good arguments. That's how it works, my dude.
I feel like you just need fucking help, man. All right.
Nice argument.
I don't think I have a whole lot else to say other than, Xander, you just sound like you're fucking crazy, dude.
You sound like you're a fucking idiot.
Dude, you're going on about how Keemstar
I'm glad we could reach common ground over here.
I don't know what else to say, dude. If you think like Keemstar saying that leads to like radicalized shit, and you get radicalized playing Minecraft, I think that says more about you than.
You're doing the thing again, my dude. You're doing that. You got radicalized playing Minecraft again. It's very, very telling of how little you are able to grasp the concept of radicalization towards fringe political groups.
I mean, unless you want to take like fucking calls or some shit. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere besides him talking in circles.
No, we don't take callers in this show.
If you're done like with all your arguments, then I'll go back to playing God of War. But you've demonstrated to me that you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no one of the most political distinction, and you've shown me that you are even dumber than I thought you were on Twitter. So I've come out of this conversation very, very happy.
You're literally labeling people the worst shit, and I don't think you understand what the labels you're giving actually means to the fucking general public.
Hey, if you're thinking I'm harming the world, show me an example of me radicalizing somebody to shooting up a fucking mosque, and I'll take your.
You gotta show an example of Keemstar doing that. Then
I've shown you examples of far right political figures radicalizing people to do that.
You've got nothing on. Not a far right political. When did I go after you for going after a far right political figure?
You literally.
We're talking about Keemstar, bro. Dude, this is what you do. You change the subject, jump around. It's so fucking. Literally, it only work for a dumb fucking audience that doesn't know what you're talking about.
Wait, do you have the memory of a goldfish? You literally not 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes ago went after me for going after people who are Nazis and believe slavery exists. And I said, well, here are some people who believe that shit is crazy. Yeah, I think you making a completely dishonest argument to Optimus, I think that is crazy. I think you going ahead and telling Leafy, like, hey, it would be great if Leafy just went after Nazis from now on instead of just having fun on the fucking internet. I think that's fucking stupid. I think it's absolutely absurd thing to say. I've literally said I don't expect anybody that I talk to or convince of my beliefs.
You don't, but you would like it, right? You'd like it if it was
there's a difference between expecting someone to do something and
dude, no shit. Nobody's arguing that. You're literally arguing shit that nobody's brought up.
$50 million. Do I expect that to happen? No. There's a difference.
Literally nobody is arguing that. That's so fucking, like, what are you talking about? Nobody's argued that.
You literally just argued just now that I want Leafy.
You'd like it? I'm saying you'd like it if that was a thing. You aren't forcing him because obviously you can't force anybody to do it, right? But you'd like if it was
anybody. Yeah.
Insane.
Liking
like,
somebody.
Can you imagine if all of YouTube was just people going after Nazis? Like, doesn't that sound fucking great?
No, fuck no. You think shitting on that's as American as it gets. I personally, I think America is the best country in the world, and going after Nazis is the most as American as it gets. So I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think the way you think is healthy or normal or anything, man. I think you're way too like your political opinions, dude. It's just your life, and I think it's fucking not right, man.
Politics isn't exactly my life. That's why I do gaming streams and I chill out with my chat. But most of my contents, I mean, it's my job to talk about politics. When you tell,
but look, you literally everything that we brought up, you go, it is political. I'm like, yeah, if you have that skewed version of reality, then yeah, like it is.
I mean, your view of reality is about as
copyright is political to you because it's a law. Every law is politics. Every opinion is politics to you. And I just don't think that's how normal people think. I think there's something fucked with you. And you being part of being radicalized by a Minecraft server, I think plays
the Minecraft server thing again. Going back to that. It wasn't the Minecraft server. It was me having a group of friends who normalized far-right ideas to me. When your group of friends are like fucking neo-Nazis, of course you're going to fall into that kind of shit. You know what peer pressure is?
Dude, and then you going ahead and like making this fight, because I want to know, do you have the opinions you do and feel so strongly you do? And this is genuine, right? I'm not even going to meme right now. Like you say that commentary is the new rabbit hole. Could be the new rabbit hole for the alt-right.
In some respects,
right? Yeah. And like, I don't know, do you feel the way you do about commentary because you felt that, like, when you fell into the rabbit hole, it was because, like, fucking the videos you watched?
What I find to be the most analogous
Sure,
I'm explaining right now. What I find to be the most analogous to it is this weird disaffection towards politics, but at the same time, a denial of what is politics. This was something that I saw a lot in a lot of the days that I hung out in back when I was
like really confusing phrases and you go like, yeah.
Hey, listen, dude, if you're too stupid to understand the basic words that I'm using right now, I can dumb down my
speech. No, go ahead. dude.
So disaffection towards politics is what the right thrives off of. Sort of like feeling like you don't give a fuck about anything, right? If you're going to be left-leaning, you have to actually care about shit. But you can be right-leaning and not give a fuck about shit and get radicalized. That's the main argument that I'm making.
Dude, but most people, right, don't actually, like most people, they come home from their 9-to-5 job, they fucking just want some entertainment and that's it. That's how most people live. And YouTubers are obviously most people.
So I don't think that if you just come home from your 9-to-5 job and just
saying that's alt-right is fucking so bizarre, dude.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that person who doesn't really give a shit about politics is probably the perfect person for the alt-right to target. Because if you're somebody who doesn't give a shit about politics,
most people, so most people are perfect for the alt-right to target, then why aren't most people alt-right?
Because the alt-right hasn't targeted him yet.
Dude, sure, what the fuck ever, dude.
Who is the alt-right? Who is the alt-right?
People make it sound like it's this group that all works together.
No, they don't work together.
They're in a fucking crew with these fucking
I tried to explain stochastic terrorism earlier, but it's probably a concept your brain is too small to grasp, so I understand that.
That's a really fucking good one, dude.
But yeah, it is a very good one. I tried on my insanely good sense of humor. So the argument that I'm making right now is if you don't give a shit about politics and then all you get exposed to is like SJW cringe breakdown compilation number 69, then yeah, you're probably going to be way more susceptible to going to the right when that is your only political engagement.
All right, dude. I think that's enough crazy for me, bro. Anything else?
Can you say trans rights?
Yeah, trans rights.
All right, I forgive you now.
RFC After Hours is a live trending issues and entertainment broadcast with co-host Bo Blacks, broadcasted every weekday, Monday through Friday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Central. The show is for entertainment purposes only. All chat messages and donations read are the words of the original messenger, and certain viewpoints expressed do not reflect that of myself or Bo Blacks.